Hey everybody, and thank you for joining me on my channel. This is Genoa with a Crafty Mess. I am also owner of Bouquet More Ethnic Gifts, and I am the moderator of the Black Girls Crafting Network on Facebook.com. So today I'm going to be doing a tutorial on Waterslide. What we're going to be doing is I'm going to be using one of these soap dispensers from the Dollar Tree to do a coronavirus kind of, wash your hands thing. And we're going to be using Waterslide today. So there have been a few subscribers who have commented on videos asking that I do a tutorial using Waterslide. So today is the day. Now I am going to be using Photoshop. I know that a lot of you guys are asking me to use Word, but my program on my computer doesn't allow for me to record when I use Word. So I'm going to be using Photoshop so that you can see what I'm doing on the screen, and then the technique that I use to apply the decal to whatever medium we're going to use, today being the soap dispensers. So I have a few of these soap dispensers, 4 of them actually, that I purchased from my local Dollar Tree for just $1. I'm going to be using the white, but you can use any color that you would like. Just keep in mind with the white backgrounds, since I'm using a clear water slide, that it shows a lot better. Okay? All right. So stay tuned if you want to learn how I'm going to transform this regular $0 soap dispenser into this. So for this project, I'm using an HP OfficeJet 8610, and I have just printed both of those images onto my 8.5 by 14 sheet of Waterslide paper. Okay, and so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cut these images off because I can still use the rest of this paper. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, so using my Fisker's paper cutter, I have just cut off those 2 images from the top, and then I can reuse this and print on the remaining portion of that sheet just fine. So you don't want to waste anything. This is the Waterslide paper that I use for my projects. It is Dahlia Waterslide decal paper for inkjet printers, and it was ordered off of Amazon. So I got this maybe about a year ago. I haven't done, a whole lot of Waterslide, so I still have maybe about 4 or 5 of these sheets left, plus the remaining portion of this sheet, which I'm going to just stick back into the package. Now what we're going to do is we're going to spray this with a clear acrylic so that we can seal it. And that way when we put it in the water and apply it to our soap dispensers, the ink doesn't run and come off. So let me show you what I'm going to be using to seal this. So this is what I use to seal my Waterslide. I use the Krylon UV resistant clear acrylic coating. And I'm outside now, so you're going to hear lots of cars going by. Sorry about that. Okay, so I like to bring it outside because this stuff is really, really strong, and you shouldn't be spraying this inside the home or in an enclosed area. So what I do is just shake this up really well, and I'm using right now a my hand. So I just put that on the ground, shake it up really good, and then do a couple of even coats on it. It doesn't take very long to dry. See if I can get the top off. Okay. And then I'll let that dry for maybe about 5-10 minutes, and then I'll spray it again. And I usually do anywhere from 2 to 3 coats of this stuff. You really want to make sure that you're sealing the image so that when you put in the water, your ink isn't running. So I'm going to let this dry, do a couple more coats, and then I'll be back. Another thing you can also do to make it dry a little quicker, if you have a heat gun or a blow dryer, you go over your images, and that'll help it dry a little faster. So I just have a little cloth down that I use to catch any little drips or spills, and I'm just going over it with my heat gun, making sure not to stay in one place too long, and that'll just speed up the process. All right. Okay, so now that everything is dry, the next step in the process is to take your images and to cut around them. And you want to cut close to the image, but leave a little bit of space around it. And I mean, not too much, but definitely don't want to have too much of it around the image, but you don't want to get it like right on the image either. So this is clear Waterslide that I'm going to be using. And I'm using it on that white background. So it really does just melt into whatever you're going to be applying it on. So you can see that, you know, I'm not getting right up on it. There is going to be a little bit of the film that's going to be around the image. But that is what you want. So close, but not like right up on it. Okay. So that's how I'm going to cut out that one. And then that scraps. And then I'll do the same to this one. Just kind of go around it. And just leave a little bit of the white. See? Around the image. So close, but not right up on it. I mean, you could if you wanted to, I mean, get it right exact, but this is just the way that I've been doing it, and it's been working for me fine. So if it's not broke, I'm not gonna fix it, right? I'm just gonna keep on. All right, so here are the two images all cut out. They're dry. They're not, you know, tacky to the touch anymore, so they're completely dry. And now that's left is just to go ahead and add it to our soap dispensers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the soap dispensers, and I'm going to take both of the images, and we're going to go over into the bathroom. Okay, so now we're in the restroom, and don't mind the noise. My kids are playing video games in the other room. So I'm just going to put a little bit of water in the sink, not too much. And I could have done this with a cup, and it would have been just fine. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your image, and you're going to submerge it into the water. It's going to curl. That's fine. That doesn't hurt the image. It's kind of like those old school tattoos. Remember back in the day, you put the tattoo on with the water. It's kind of like the same concept. So I've cleaned my soap dispenser. I just took a little bit of alcohol and cleaned the outside of it. And so now what you're going to do is you're going to take your image and I just kind of move it to see if it comes off. And I don't know if you can tell, but it's kind of sliding off the backing paper already. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my dispenser and I'm going to lay the image on top of the dispenser, and then kind of using my thumb to hold the decal in place, I'm taking the backing paper and just sliding it from underneath the image. See? Now what I do is using the slick side of this decal paper, I just kind of run it over the image to try and get some of the water and little air bubbles out from underneath the Waterslide paper. I'm not going to be able to put this dispenser into the oven to cure it like you would be able to do with like a coffee cup or what have you. So you just want to try and make sure that you get as much of the water out initially as possible. And then you just want to let it dry on its own for a few days. Or I've seen online where some people have actually taken the heat gun and kind of went over it again. But you can see that it's pretty smooth. You can't really see any of the film around it. The colors are popping. And after about 24 to 48 hours, this is going to be fully cured, meaning it'll be completely dry. And that decal will be set. It's not going to come off. So that's our one dispenser. I'm just going to put this over to the side. And now we're going to take our other image and same thing. Put in the water. And I hope you guys are seeing this because I'm not looking at the camera. I'm trying my best to do this in the side of the camera. So here's our second soap dispenser. Again, I've just taken a little bit of alcohol and wiped it off to clean it. And then I'm going to take my water decal, put it onto the dispenser. Using my left hand, I'm going to hold the decal down, while with my right hand, I'm just slowly working out that decal backing from underneath. So I'm holding it with this hand, and then I'm sliding it out with the right. Okay, and then using this part of the paper, the shiny side, I'm gonna dip it in the water and then use it to just smooth over the image and kind of get those wrinkles and bubbles out from underneath the image. And you can slide this decal up or down and around while it's wet. So it's kind of where I want it to be. So I'm going to leave it there. And I'm just making sure I'm getting out any air bubbles. Okay, so then that's the second one. So again, you're going to let this cure, meaning you're going to let it sit for at least 24 to 48 hours. Make sure that it's completely dry. But this is done and it's good to go. You now have your water decal. All right. Thank you guys so much for joining. I appreciate everybody for joining my channel. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and make sure that you follow me for more tutorials. Have a good day.